Hi everyone, today I have a really interesting video because today I'm interviewing Amira from A Self Guru. Now Amira is a blogger just like you and me, and she's an affiliate marketer, but the really interesting thing about Amira is she's also a lawyer. So I wanted to talk to Amira about the legal protections that we need when we're blogging and doing affiliate marketing. Before I met Amira, I was using some free legal templates, and then I went over and I started using legal templates from IU Bender, which you pay by the month to use their legal templates. And at the end of the day, I didn't feel any of those legal templates that I was using at the time really satisfied me, because some of them were sort of e-commerce style templates and for drop shippers and those sorts of things. I never really felt that they were specifically for us as affiliate marketers and bloggers. So I really like that Amira is also a blogger and also an affiliate marketer. So she's creating legal templates that are just specifically for you and me in our community. So I did buy my legal templates off Amira, and if after watching this interview you're interested in getting them as well, there is an affiliate link in the description below. I'd really appreciate it if you did use that affiliate link, but if not, I would still really recommend this video because Amira does a great job of explaining exactly what we need to protect ourselves, and she even goes into the very specific needs of affiliate marketers, which is really what I wanted when I was looking for some help making sure that I was protecting my blog. So without any further ado, I'll just jump over now to the interview with Amira from aselfguru.com. My first question for you is simply, why did you decide to start blogging? You're such a successful lawyer, you come at it from a completely different angle from me, because I came to blogging because I couldn't find work. You seem so successful. What is it that dragged you to blogging in the first place?
That's a great question. So I was working full-time as a lawyer, and I love being a lawyer. So it's not that I was unhappy with my job or anything. I was doing it for like 10 years, but then I felt kind of restricted in the sense that I could only help, clients one-on-one, right? And the impact is not as great as you reaching a bigger audience with your blog. So I was looking for starting a business that would allow me to make a bigger impact and reach a greater audience, instead of just, trading my time working one-on-one with clients. And so then blogging just seemed like a really cool option at the time. And as a matter of fact, it just happened by chance because I was on YouTube, and you know how YouTube sometimes gives you these suggestions of videos you should watch. So it gave me like this suggestion of these two six-figure bloggers, and that really inspired me because I didn't know before that blogging was a viable way of making money. But when I watched their video, I got kind of excited, and it's almost like this light bulb moment, that I'm like, oh, this is a way to monetize your blog, and you can also, and I could also share my legal expertise and knowledge and help people. So that's just kind of how I got started. It just totally happened by chance.
Right. So was it always your plan to start a blog in sort of the legal niche, or was that from the very beginning? Was that your plan?
No, so that's another interesting story. No, initially my blog, A Self Guru, was going to be all about self-employment, because I do come from a little business background. Before I was a lawyer, I was a teacher, and then before that, I was a model, and I've also had like little businesses here and there in between. So I've had a lot of business knowledge, but I thought that, okay, I was going to write about self-employment and help people become their own boss. And that's why the A Self Guru, name was chosen. But then when I got started into blogging, and when people found out that, okay, she's a lawyer and she's got tons of experience working with entrepreneurs, it's almost like my audience found me before I found them. So it just happened that they had questions and they had problems, and I knew that I could help them. And so my blog just kind of transformed into like a legal segment of it. But right now, even if you look at my blog, it's not just legal stuff. There's blogging tips, there's business tips, but primarily the focus is like how to help entrepreneurs protect their online business legally. So then that just became a big part of my blog.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oftentimes I'll start a blog and it'll be sort of in a general niche, and then based upon the needs of my audience, they kind of direct me where to go. So it sounds
And
like you. Yeah.
that's the best thing, right? Because then you don't have to scratch your head and try to figure out what to do. Your audience just tells you what they need from you.
Yeah, that's great. So this year, we amongst my friends on YouTube, we've come up with this sort of theme. We're calling it "Make the Internet Great Again." and we're talking about a theme that's sort of to try to create value to our audiences in our blogs. So my question for you is, what value do you provide to your audience with a self guru?
Yeah, so with me, I use, as I mentioned, I've been a lawyer for like a number of years. So what I do is I take away the legal overwhelm and stress and frustration that people usually have, whether you're a blogger or any kind of entrepreneur. A lot of people struggle when it comes to the legal side of their business, and I'm sure you can relate to that as an entrepreneur too. So what I do is I take away that struggle with my affordable legal templates. So what I've done is I know that the legal stuff can easily bog you down. It's boring, it's confusing, it's intimidating. I know that. So what I've done is I've created like a fast, easy solution in the form of legal templates that you can instantly download, begin using in like few minutes, and that will take care of the legal aspect of your business. So that's the way that I help my audience and my customers. And, I've been told that these templates are like a lifesaver because of the amount of time and money that they're saving with them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the best cost that best money that I've put in is for your legal templates. I'm so glad I have them.
Me too.
But it took me about 12 months before I decided to put your legal templates onto my website. So my next question for you is, what would you say to me, or what would you recommend to me if I was starting my journey again? So what would you have suggested on day one when it comes to legal protections for my blog?
So when it comes to blogging, Chris, you want to make sure that you have 3 core, like essential legal pages on your website before you launch. That's the ideal way of doing it. And that's the correct way of doing it, because there are 3 legal pages that you must have seen, and that people that are watching, they've seen in the footer section, usually on a website. They're called, first one is called privacy policy. The second one is called disclaimer. The third one is called terms and conditions. Those are 3 legal pages that you should absolutely have on your website before you launch your blog, because number one, a privacy policy is legally required on your website. So it's not an optional document. And the reason why it's legally required is because, as bloggers, we often have an email list, right? We have people subscribing to our blog, and that's just one of the ways that we make money. And we want people have the legal right to know what you're going to do with their personal information that you're collecting. By personal information, I mean their name, their email address. Tomorrow, if you're selling products, you're collecting, their credit card information, other stuff. So that's why a privacy policy is legally required. It's something that you absolutely need on your website. And then the second thing is you need a disclaimer page, because you're writing blog posts and you're sharing all this wonderful knowledge that you have, and you're excited and you want to like tell the world how to do things one way or that way, but you got to be careful about the liability associated with that. You don't want someone to look at your blog and take that information to heart as advice and then come after you because they suffered a negative consequence from what you shared. So that's why a disclaimer is so important to have on your website. This is the second legal page in the footer section. It basically tells the people that are reading your blog, or even your customers that have purchased from you, that, hey, all this information is based on my personal experience. Don't take it like, actual advice or something. And you're not legally responsible for what they do with that information. And we say that too as lawyers. Like, if you've gone to my website, you must have read that I'm a lawyer, but none of this information is legal advice. I'm giving you just help with your business, but that doesn't mean that I'm your lawyer or something. So that's an example of a disclaimer. And then the third one is terms and conditions. So that's another legal page that you should absolutely have on your website, because that basically terms and conditions are your website rules. They're also known as terms of use, terms of purchase, and they tell the people what they can and cannot do with your content. So a lot of like intellectual property provisions, like your copyright stuff, the stuff that you publish, you don't want people to steal from you. So all of that good stuff is kind of put together in the terms and condition page of your website, and they form like that legally binding contract with the people that are reading or the people that are purchasing from you. So those are like the 3 essential legal pages at the bare minimum that you should have on your blog before you launch, because again, for all these different reasons, they're important and they're there to protect you from legal harm.
Yeah, great. And so do these legal templates, most of my audience, I would say 80 to 90% of my audience are affiliate marketers. They recommend products going over to Amazon. So two questions, I guess, in this is, are there unique legal threats to us as affiliate marketers that, that we face? And the second one is, do your templates, are they good for us as affiliate marketers recommending products?
Yeah, so the first question, yes, there are legal, issues with you recommending products. I mean, there's some guidelines that under the Federal Trade Commission, you're supposed to comply with. The first is that you're supposed to give what's called an affiliate disclosure as an affiliate marketer. So no, whenever you're going to share an affiliate link to a product that you're recommending, you're supposed to give that legal disclosure, letting your audience know that you're going to earn a commission, so that they understand that there is some sort of a financial incentive in there for you, even if it's a small amount. So that's something that you have to comply with. The second issue is that if you don't give that, then you are likely to get audited and fined and even sued by the Federal Trade Commission. The second thing as a blogger that you, or as an affiliate marketer, that you have to keep in mind is that you're promoting or that you're sharing information about third parties, right? Like these are products that you're recommending someone else's product. This is not your product. So there's obviously a risk associated with that, right? You don't know that whether that product is going to work for your audience or what kind of harm it's going to cause, what kind of consequences they're going to have. For example, let's say you're in the health and wellness niche, and you're promoting or you're sharing a supplement, but it's a supplement of a third party that you're an affiliate of. Next thing you know, someone goes and buys that supplement and they end up having a side effect and end up in hospital. So you don't want to be the one responsible for that damage that product just caused. So that's why it's important to have a disclaimer, which I mentioned earlier too, on your website, kind of disclaiming, just the way it sounds, liability for all of that risk that's associated with, promoting other people's products. And if you go into any of my, like my starter legal bundle or even individual templates, you can get, I have a template for basically to cover you for all of these things. So you don't have to worry about what legal information you need. I basically give it to you.
Right. Yeah, I love that disclaimer. It's clear. It covers all the important points for us as affiliate marketers. And just for the people watching, the disclaimer is not just, as an Amazon affiliate, I earn from qualifying purchases. It goes into details about making sure that you're assuring people that you're not necessarily recommending the products for people's specific needs. Did I phrase that right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Amazon is just such a small little like part of it, right? Like, I mean, Amazon disclosure is also in there, but the disclaimer template that you got is a lot more comprehensive. It covers you for everything that you're doing in terms of affiliate marketing. It also gives you the affiliate disclosure that I talked about for under the Federal Trade Commission that you're required to give. You get that language, and then you also get tons of limitation of legal liability language in there. Yeah. So this way, someone can't just sue you and come after you for the stuff that you're promoting, or even the stuff that you're sharing on your own blog.
Yeah, that's great. So next question I have for you is, when I first created legal pages for my website, I used free legal templates that you can find all over the web. What is wrong with that approach of just using the free legal templates?
So that's a really great question, Chris, because a lot of people have this misconception that, oh, I can just Google something and find, a free template and that should be enough to protect me. But the problem with that is that over the years, auditing them for like 10 years, I found a lot of like loopholes and things that are missing in the free legal templates. Because the free legal templates are not necessarily drafted by a lawyer, you have no idea who put it together. It could be just someone, anyone with a website can just say, here, I'm giving you a free legal template. So there's no credibility there. You have no one that you can go and ask questions about. And if you're not a lawyer, you don't even know that how deficient they are, right? Because you have no idea what's missing in them. So that's the biggest concern with the free legal templates, is that they're not sufficient legally to hold up in court or to protect you if there's ever an issue down the road. And second, you have no idea who wrote it. And the other issue that I see with them is that, you could run into copyright violation too, because again, this is just a free template, but you have no idea who created it. So you don't even know if you have the legal rights to use it. You're assuming you do, but at the end of the day, unless you know that you're given the license to use them, you have no idea. So there's so many different things that are missing and deficient in free legal templates. It just worries me. Even if I wasn't a lawyer, it would worry me that, am I really protected at the end of the day? And as a matter of fact, I have a blog post. If you go to the legal tips page on my website, I asked like 50 different customers of mine that why did they, this exact question that you asked me, I asked them. I said, why didn't you go for a free legal template? Why did you purchase from me? And they will tell you the same exact thing, that they were worried that these templates weren't enough to protect them. So you can go check out that post as well to learn more reasons for why free legal templates really don't protect you.
Right. And, I've tried free legal templates before, and I've even tried to pay for other templates before. And as you said just then, the reason I ended up going with you was because I knew that you were a blogger and there was a face behind it, and that you've got your Facebook group and you're there to help. So it gave me a lot of comfort knowing that I was buying templates from someone who actually understands my needs as a blogger.
Right. And plus you get free lifetime updates with me. So, laws change a lot, right? Not as frequently, but they do. And new regulations will come into play, and you don't want to worry about like updating your policies on your own. But when you purchase from a lawyer like me, you don't have to worry about anything because you get free updates.
Right. So you're based in the United States. I'm based in Canada. A lot of my viewers from all over the world, a lot of them from the UK, for example. Could the templates you provide still apply to people outside of the United States?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the testimonials that I have, you'll see people purchasing from different countries due to the overlap in privacy laws. So we all have to comply with GDPR, as you know, and so the templates are so comprehensive, and I kind of show you in the templates based on where you're residing that you're going to put governing law provision to be your country's law instead of, the United States. And there are additional little instructions in there. So if you just go to like my website, even you'll see, people from Japan, people from the UK, and of course you from Canada and other people from Canada as well. And then for Canada specifically, because I get so many customers from Canada, I also give you a free Canadian privacy policy clause in there. I just wanted to make it easy for you to kind of comply with your privacy law. So that's also included in the templates for free.
Yeah, that was awesome. And when I started putting it together and I came across that bit that said, if you're in Canada, make sure you have this phrase. I was like, she's covered everything. This is awesome.
Right.
All right. So I've also got the VIP bundle, which has got a whole bunch of other legal templates. And that covers things like freelancers, offering coaching, teaching courses, all sorts of different things. So are there additional legal protections required when you sort of step up to other things like maybe hiring freelancers, which is one of the first things a lot of my audience does? They hire people to write blog posts for them. Do we need to think about legally protecting ourselves in that situation?
Oh my God, yes. And speaking from experience, my dad's business got sued for $90,000 because he hired a freelancer, and then things didn't work out, and that person ended up suing my dad for $90,000, and the whole business basically got wiped out. The lawsuit lasted for a whole year and we lost everything. So there's a big reason why I always say that you should have a freelance contract in place whenever you're hiring people. And, if you're hiring freelancers, have a freelance contract, but if you're hiring employees, then have an employment contract. So you always want to make sure that you're using proper legal contracts depending on what is it that you're doing in your business. So let's say, tomorrow you decide to offer coaching services, you maybe one-on-one or group coaching, you want to have a coaching agreement in place. Or let's say you want to use someone's videos, or like the video testimonial, or you want to use someone's photos or YouTube videos legally. You want to have like a media release agreement. So you have something signed from them in writing that's releasing you from, legal liability, so that tomorrow they can't come after you for violation of their privacy or something. So there are different kinds of, additional legal protections, as you talked about in the VIP legal bundle, that you get instead of just the basic, the 3 legal pages that we talked about: privacy policy, disclaimer, terms and conditions. You get that too in the VIP bundle, but you get tons of other important legal documents and contracts to kind of cover your different aspects of your business to make sure that you're avoiding disputes with your customers, and that you're also avoiding lawsuits, especially the big ones that unfortunately happened with my dad because he didn't even have a contract in place. So it was a handshake deal, and then it ended up really becoming our biggest legal mistake.
Right. There's so much to think about, isn't there, when it comes to legal things with the blogs? And I'm so glad I found you, because a lot of that kind of comes off my shoulders because I've got such clear guidance from you, which is awesome. But I want to pivot back to your blog, because how long have you been blogging for now?
It's 2.5 years now.
2.5 years. And you just grew so fast, and it's just so impressive how quickly you grew your blog. So do you have any tips on how I could continue, or my audience could continue to scale our blogs? What's sort of your secret to growing so quickly?
There's really there's really no secret. I think I'm just very intentional with everything I do. So coming from a legal, the one thing I will say is that I did change is I am a perfectionist when it comes to the law. But with blogging, you don't want to be a perfectionist. You want to just get things done. So I guess you could say it's a secret is that I'm really good with people. So I've made a lot of blogging friends. I always make an effort to listen to my audience. And I think in some ways, as I mentioned, that my audience found me before I found them. So one of my strategies have always been to just listen to what my audience needs from me. So I'm always kind of creating new products and new things in place to help them solve their problems. And I think with any business, Chris, it really comes down to solving a problem. So if you can create something, whether it's an affiliate product that you're offering or whether it's your own product that you're offering, I think the key is that if you can solve someone's problem and if you can do it quickly and efficiently, I think that you will be successful, because that's what it really boils down to: listening to your audience and coming up with valuable, solutions.
Yeah, 100% agree. And you've definitely found a space where you can really, you're solving a huge problem for a lot of people. So I understand that. So just to pivot from that, what's the future? You mentioned that you're always creating new products whenever you've got your audience is asking for them. So where do you see your blog going in the next few years?
I haven't really thought about too much about which direction it's going to go into, but I am very busy in the sense that I'm always creating new legal templates and services for my, and besides the templates, I also work one-on-one with my customers or my clients. And because of my success, a lot of people have reached out to me with one-on-one coaching. So I do enjoy that because, like I mentioned, I love interacting with other bloggers and entrepreneurs. So that's one thing that I'm working on growing a little bit more, to just work to help other bloggers with my tips and my strategies, and just to help them monetize quickly too. So that's one of the things that I do in my coaching. And then the other thing is that I'm creating my own template library. So I'm always adding new templates. So yesterday there was a customer emailing about a membership agreement, because she has a membership site. So I have a template, but then, I have to launch it and things like that. So I'm always creating something new based on whatever is it that my audience needs. And every single legal template that I've ever created, and there's quite a few of them, 17, 18 of them now, every single one of them has been because someone reached out to me asking for it, more than one person. So that's really the direction I'm going to take. I'm not going to overthink this. So I'm going to just work on working one-on-one with people, and also creating products that they can just, instantly download and get, take away the legal overwhelm.
Yeah, awesome. So if people want to get in touch, if people want to get your any of your legal templates or follow you in your advice about how to build a blog, where should they go? How can they keep in touch with you?
So there are two ways. The first is they can find me easily in my Facebook group. So I do have a Facebook group, support group. It's free to join. It's A-Self Group is blog community. There are tons of legal business tips in there as well under the units tab. The second way is to go to the Work With Me page on my website, and it'll show you all the different ways that you can work with me, whether it's that you have a legal question that you want to get on a call with me, or you have a blogging question, or you just have a business general question about how to make money. you can set up that call, or you just need legal audit of your business. Sometimes people need a little more in-depth audit of their business to make sure that they're complying with all the different aspects. And so I have that service. And then I also do custom contracts. So some people reach out to me with, like, you could have like a unique niche, right? Like, okay, you want something, some kind of a help with a specific thing that you're creating. Like, I had someone reach out to me recently, like she created a course, and so she wanted something specifically tailored to her course, the terms and conditions. So you work with me in that sense too. So there's so many different ways. So check out that page and you'll get some ideas, and then I would love to connect with you.
Awesome. And I'll leave all of the links to those things in the description below in the YouTube video. All right. Thanks so much, Amira. And I really appreciate everything you've done for me. And hopefully you can be really helpful to people who watch my YouTube videos as well.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to join you today.